Who's ready for some boom, baby? Boom! Rise and shine. Just given to me. Frisbee, just given to me. Just given to me. I am pinching myself on my hero's journey. All the trials and tribulations to come out on the other side, and then all of a sudden, all the girls want them. And girls are modeled for me, and my life is turning out exactly the way that I asked for. Saints Addiction leg out. So it goes to show, a concentrated effort goes a lot further than most of us know. We don't see the slow drip. We don't see that sand, every bit of sand going through the hourglass, but it adds up and can't be denied. And after last night, I just couldn't fucking believe my life, bro. I couldn't believe how much love I was receiving from New Year's Eve, just how much wild and awesome sex I was having. And then to go drop one off and another one wanted to jump up, I was shocked. I was just shocked. I'm like, what is going on with my life? You go from ebb and flow, a lot. Ebb and flow to you just don't know. You don't know what's going to come the next day. I went from high on the hog thinking I was about to fight the chick that I wanted from Finland in the bathroom. She's like, you got a condom? I don't. Till a lot of drama with her. Why is this? Oh, it's wet because of my beard. A lot of drama from her. And she's like, are you afraid of me? And she thought it was entertaining. And I was like, no, just give me somebody that's a little more reasonable. A little one that's less drunk and all over someone else, and someone that's a little bit into me. And then I can have my fantasy. I can touch someone. I can start making love. I can get over the old one and start looking forward. And then that's what all of a sudden it happened. It just popped off, and I was just like, whoa, dude, this stuff is really intense. What's up, brother? Good morning. Yeah, man, morning, bro. Give me the thumbs up. Really intense. Just like life is. And then all of a sudden, this bitch had magic. It was just like one right after the other, right after the other, right after the other. And I went from famine to feasting. And I don't know if we are as appreciative, because when it's famine, you're going to be like begging on your knees. When it's feast, you kind of forget who was there with you when in your time of need. Right? And the things that we seek, right? They're coming for us regardless. You thought you had a plan, but the plan came out of nowhere, bro. I was so shocked at what just happened the last 2 days. I was just like, is this really my life? Is this really what's motherfucking going on? And my life turned around and said, yes, this is how we're going to play this. And you're just like, no fucking way. What a strategy. What a hero's journey that you're only going to see the ending. Bless up, join Weed Club. The ending and forget the beginning. And I haven't forgot the beginning. I haven't forgot being homeless in my car. I haven't forgot being poor, broke, and lonely and nobody being around. And I sure as hell haven't forgot, the struggle to the top. You know what I mean? Like, everybody wants to be at the end of it where everything's fine and models are beautiful and they're just wearing the shirts, or all I do is just put one on a taxi and the next one picks me up from the taxi, or, my life is just full of bright, butterful sunshine. No, ma'am, no, sir. It's about action, bro. It's about going through the hero's journey, past all the fucking pains, past all the tribulation. That's where you're born. It's where you have to look weird in front of the crowd, like the beginning of great brilliance. There must be chaos before a brilliant person performs something great. They must look foolish to the crowd. And that's what this is, This is that situation where on a hero's journey, it's not going to be always so smooth. You're going to be down and out. I've been homeless. Oh, I played but really nice Team Tongue. Don't book me. I don't know what just happened, but it's all good. You know what I mean? And my buddy's talking about these things. We got a loud motor bike, apparently. But, that hero's journey, everybody wants to fuck the winner after they've already landed here, after they've already lost the weight, after I'm already tan. Everybody's just lining up like, man, I want some of Sam. And I am Sam, green eggs and ham. Got my fake name when I'm traveling. But if I know I'm never going to see you again, and you'd be surprised the amount of intimacy you can have with someone, like literally have your dick on their pussy in a bathroom and then never talk to them again. Or fuck them all their holes but not even know their name, or just the amount of gratification once we get what we want. Touch me in the right spot, I don't even care who you are. Girl was like, I want you to delete it, I'm a teacher, I'm a mom, don't be putting these photos on the internet. I'm like, woman, nobody's gonna ever see my private collection. You need to calm on down. That's the hero's journey. I have to risk it to be around a drunk chick just so I can get it. Tomorrow play again, Yak Yak Dave's birthday. It's always a birthday at Yak Yak bar, bro. Jesus Christ. Crime and Nitley, you know? But that's the hero's journey. You know, we all want the ending, but we don't want to do the beginning. You know, before the beginning of great brilliance, you must look foolish to the crowd. Before a brilliant person performs something great, they must look foolish to the crowd. I forget what the name of it. For the beginning of great brilliance, there must be chaos. Before a brilliant person performs something great, they must look foolish to the crowd. That's what it is. Hello. We're going to smoke some weed this morning. Make sure you rise them up. Get your lights up. You know? My nose is running. Hold on. Oh, man. God damn. Let me go wash off my face. It was coming out regardless. More motivation be tripping. But hero's journey, it has to do with the downs and the ups. The ups are great because then, you know, women are just grabbing you and fucking you and modeling for you. The downs are horrible because then you're hungry, starving, and hungry, horny, and hangry. And that's never a good combination. And then we're all just yearning for someone to love us while we're climbing to the top because life is hard and it's a motherfucking struggle. It's just what it is. And they come and they go. So do the problems. You know, that's the best part of them, is that they're not there forever, you know. And that's one of the things that most people don't want to do, the come up of the hero's journey, because that means they have to come up. They have to adjust something in themselves. They're going to have to change something inside themselves to get different results. Last night, the chick stopped me, and she had a cut on her eye. And I went, what the fuck happened to your eye? She's like, I fell in a bush. She got her hands all stitched up. You know, her face was scratched. And then she was drunk again, doing it again. It was just like the other chick. These guys are just a glutton for punishment. They're not really trying to save themselves. And that's very interesting. So, morning, bro. Goes Miko. But I find these things interesting, you know. I find, I'm going to go to the front here, and we're going to smoke this one for the nation. Smoke a pot. Let's see where everybody's at. If my mom's there, she's going to be pissed if I'm smoking. She doesn't like to smell weed, so I got to be careful. But yeah, morning motivation. Waking up. No one's here. Perfect. You got it. And then I can sit here and do the morning mo. No, she don't like the smell. She just doesn't like the smell. And that's what it is, dude. Beautiful women grabbing me, making love to me, one right after the other. Slump buster, and I was on my motherfucking way. 3 out the gate, and stay 2 or 3 of the new year. And that's the day 2. And that's the motherfucking hero's journey. It comes with struggle. It's the secret recipe to success, and people don't want that because it feels like 2 steps back. It feels like you'll never move forward. Nothing will ever be right by you, and you'll forever lose. But it's those that hang on the longest. I am Thai Sawadee Ka. Sabaidi, nah. And then you see like the struggles building you. It's the cocoon around you that's keeping you from not being the best that you can be. And that's the thing that we all want to see. Bless up, everybody. We want to see people that get past their insecurity, see inside themselves and see bravery, and then go after it with the zest of life. Like, no one can ever keep you away from it. That's when you know you're chasing it. That's when you know that like life is unfolding for you and the struggle is only shaping you instead of just picking on you. And that was one of the big things for me, because when you're sitting there homeless, hungry, and horny, you're like, nobody's ever gonna touch me. All I want is somebody to be around right now. All I want is a bunch of money, and everything's gonna be fixed. This chick almost dying. But that's not what it is, It's saying that for now, you're in pain because your bones are stretching, your mind is stretching, your life is stretching, and that's the growing pains. That's the cocoon giving you a bigger, what's it called when you have, not a carcass, but like, what's the outside of a crustacean? These guys are hauling ass. Oh, shit tamale. That was the ambulance, bro. The wambulance. You better watch out. Yeah, it's pretty slow here, day 2. On the day of the new year. Can you believe it? It's already here, and Jesus Christ, I've already been laid 3 different times. Yeah, it's only the second day, and I can't even keep up with what's happening. What country are you from? I'm from America, bro. Sawadee Kab. The people are still hauling out down to the end of the pier, and I got other friends that are here, and now I got other friends that are here, and they're gonna make their way over to me, spending 3 days of just drugging and alcohol. And maybe that's the way that they want to be. We're all different. We all want to celebrate life differently. All different things come in different orders. Maybe your celebrations and the things that you hold dear to you, and you're like, yes, this finally happened for me, right? Might not be the thing you wanted to chase anyway, right? Like, all I ever wanted to do was get married. Then you're getting divorced. All I ever wanted to do was get laid. Then the girl's bitching. All I ever wanted to do was make money. Then you're lonely. There's so many trade-offs here. There's trade-offs here for the new year. Either you're trading your time, right? And then all of a sudden, you got to cash it in. What's up, brother? You got to cash in your time and be here like in the paradise and get to enjoy life and everything's fresh, and spend all your money, or go back to your island or go back to your mainland and go like, I got to stay stressed, and what kind of presents the kids have, and how long do I have off, and when do I got to be back, and how much do I owe? Well, then guess what? Bless up. You're now getting further away from who you truly are, So we spend time on these things thinking we're about to resurrect them like CPR, pumping on the chest, blowing in the mouth, and you never know what the next person is that's going to give you CPR. That's the cool part, Somebody's going to come around and resurrect you, make you feel good, fuck your dick off, and put you in the right frame of mind. And now you're on a different trajectory. It's a new year. It's not a new me. It might be a new pattern. It might be a new habit. It might be a new dopamine pathway. But one thing's for sure, I'm getting out of my own way. I see all the times where the times are really hard, and then all of a sudden they become really nice. And these are one of those times where even this nice gentleman just dropped off of a new Frisbee for me, a perfect 175 grams. So I'm a Frisbee addict. And he had it in a plastic bag and handed it to me. I'm like, are you sure? I'll love it forever. Like, oh my God, I got this free one. It's too light. This is the difference. One fits inside the other, first and foremost, or maybe not. Total difference in professionalism, and comes with the good, comes with the bad, bro. Like, sometimes you got a good Frisbee, sometimes you don't. You speak Thai, pasa Thai, nit noi na. I know how to speak Thai, Pudai Thai. We live it here, Sipa Ho P Kop. That means I've been here almost 15, 16 years, and one time you're getting married, and the next one's like, the one's like, you want to marry me? I was like, whoa, slow down. The other one was like, I hadn't had sex in 15 years. I was just like, whoa, bro. Since I've been here, you haven't had any sex at all? Some of my friends still got a chip on their shoulder. I told you to get laid, bro. It's all your vibration. This is the hero's journey. You have to vibrate higher. You got to go run in and fucking slay this dragon. You got to find bravery. You got to find it in your chest and stick it out and go into the cave and then slay it. When you come back, right? Then you get all your prizes. Then you get the gold chest. Then you get the princess. Then you get the treasure map. But it won't be revealed, much like Zelda, till you get the right helmet, till you get the right sword, till you get the right armor. You're not getting to the next level, and the next level will call out a lot of you. It will seek out that you're willing to sacrifice in the front to get in the end. It's going to seek out that you're willing to put in the work so that the vibration is what you wanted, and you're gonna have to go on the hero's journey, and that means going through some trials and tribulations. I'm here. I got news for you. It's so good now because I'm having fucking a lot of sex. I basically fucked my dick off, but it's also just like, you never know what the next tide will bring. You never know what the hero journey is shaping you for, and that preparation was the sword that I needed to sharpen my mind. Watch my attitude. Watch my anger. Learn from my mistakes. Create a new cocoon. All over me. So that cocoon, it smashed me, right? And Vegas was too small. It smashed me. Well, to go further, guess what? I'm going to have to go through something, I'm going to have to develop. I'm going to have to pupate. I'm going to have to go through a metamorphosis. And that's what the hero's journey is. It's to metamorphosize you from where you are to where you want to be. And that includes growth. And growth can be painful. In every joint, just like a crab, just like a lobster, they got to shed that old skin, a snake, a spider, and they can't fit in their shell anymore. This is breaking out of the shell. This is breaking the mold. This is the hero's journey. Just like the army, it's shaping you. They break you down to build you up. And to build yourself up, you will have to be down. And that means minuses, a lot of lonely nights, and then all of a sudden, a lot of full beds, and a lot of empty hands, and then all of a sudden, a lot of full benches, and then a lot of dry nights, and then all of a sudden, a lot of wet hands. So I was just sitting there in shock. Shocked. I couldn't fucking believe it. On the Songtao, on the street, and it was just popping for me. Give me a Frisbee. What can't I do? Because now I'm done slayed by dragons. I did that shadow work, and it's not my time to build, Once you've been through the cave, you want to build the castle. So going in the cave is scary, and slaying dragons is hard, but you're going to build a castle on the rocks thrown at you. This is the hero's journey. Bink, they hit you in the head. Perfect. That's now base rock. Boom. You had some hard times. Even better. You just now built a platform. And you got delays. No worries. Eventually, it still will get built. You know what I mean? And that's what it's like in anything. Construction projects or relationships or businesses. You got to build. And building is going to be hard. It's going to put calluses on your hands. It's going to put calluses on your heart. It's going to put calluses on your dick. But we're still fucking. We're still pumping. We're still filling ourselves full of the things that we need to get done so we can be the person that we need to be. That's the hero's journey. It's to get you when you can get to go wherever you need to go. And we all need to go. And that's the hard part, because you'll be a kid, you'll be safe in your city, but eventually you got to leave that place. You got to leave your hometown. You got to go out and be brave into the world and fight dragons and slay princesses and slay pussy and get rough with it because life is tough, but it's making you tough. And that's the point that most people don't want to see. They don't want to see how tough they're going to be after a loss. They don't want to see how sharp their mind will be once they've been through some things. And they definitely don't want to see the dragon and put their head in the lion's mouth and then kill it. Kill these things that slow us down. Kill those automatic negative self thinkings. Kill the I'm not worthy and it doesn't belong to me. It belongs to me and I deserve it. I deserve a bunch of pussy. I deserve a successful business. I deserve having beautiful models wear my beautiful designs around the world, and it's happening. This is my life. It's actually happening, and it's popping off right now as I'm messaging another one. So they miss me, they want me, they love me. I went from no love, no touch, no fuck to all three being extremely fulfilled, and I went from thought I was lost once till I picked up three. So like, what are you gonna say when you don't know anything? You don't know why the thing happened, the drama, the buildup, the cave, the darkness, and then all of a sudden you go slay a dragon, and then you see the light. You see the dragon was always inside you that you needed to fight. What's up, brother? Good morning. It's my neighbor. He's super cool. You okay, bro? I am in awe of 15 years going by on an island so fast, and the change, the white in my beard and my body and my soul. It's been a whole thing. I'm grateful. I'm super grateful that now I went from having no money to I paid off all my debts and I got a little pocket change. I had no friends, and then now I'm inundated. I can go every bar and people are waving, and I went from no pussy to now all the girls can't keep their hands off me. What just happened? Hero's journey. What if I told you that you had to sleep out of your car, but you would get laid? Or what if I told you you'd have to go to South Korea in prison, but you'd write a book? What if I told you that you would have to sell your car, sell your condo, and sell your career to be able to live the life that you always dreamed, to see the other side where people are extremely fit, and I can get fit, I can lose the weight and start seeing my abs again, and I can start playing frisbee every day, and I can get it recorded, and my dreams, as far as I reached, they started coming to me. Once you're on the other side and you're shining, you got the sword, you got the helmet, you got the armor, you're looking good, dude. You're ready to slay anything that comes your way, any kind of upset in the system. You're like, I've done this before. I have confidence, and that's the armor. The armor was built by stabs. How many times you got, how many times that you had to get hit in the sides before you were strong in the middle, in your core, and that's how you build up core strength. Doing those sit-ups, doing those push-ups, doing those burpees, getting yourself up from your feelings and moving yourself forward, even though you don't know where you're going to go, and still taking the step, just like they did in the in Indiana Jones, the penitent man shall pass. You got to take a leap of faith. You got to jump, and sure, you're going to get scratched up, and sure, you're going to fall, but that's part of the hero's journey. That's where you grow your wings. You can only grow your wings. The little chickens that jump from like 50 meters, 100 meters on the cliffs, and they have to learn with wings they don't even have yet. You know what I mean? But they still jump. Some don't make it, but guess what? Those that do, the strong will survive, and they will have to do it for their kids too. So this is the hero's journey, is ending generational curses, doing all the shadow work, killing that dragon inside you, and being brave enough to see what's on the other side of the cave, because it's very shiny. It used to look dark. It used to look like you're headed to a tunnel, like you're headed to the light, like it's the end, but it's the way through. It's the way for you to get through whatever you're going through. You go through what you're growing through, and that growth will be your success. That will be your helmet. That would be the ding, ding, ding. I learned a lot of lessons. Ding, ding, ding. This thing has been foolproof. I fell on my head so many times that I had to get a helmet, And the sword I developed from all the battles that I've end up polishing it so brightly that I know how to fight the cops, and I know how to fight the system, and I know how to fight my fear. That's what it's like to have a helmet. That's what it's like to have armor. That's what it's like to have a sword in real life. This is radio player one. You are the only player. You're always player one, and you're going to have to control all your movements. All your points count, and so do your mistakes. And I hope you learn from your mistakes. I hope you make it to the next level. I hope that you see inside yourself that there's plenty of things to learn from, and that is the growth, is learning and being and feeling and enjoying. That's where I reach my happiness. This is being healthy and being sober and waking up in the morning and not having a hangover, having no regrets. Like my buddy said, no regrets, and finding it in myself to fight to see another day, to face my fears and say, okay, you're not as big as I thought you were. In my head, the dragon was so big, insurmountable. I was extremely emotional, extremely depressed, and suicidal, to a guy that's screaming, I love my life, that's traveled the world and fucked a lot of beautiful girls. So I'm shocked at my life to be able to see these destinies, these things that were on a shelf that I thought were so far away from me. Chocolate leche. I learned that if I say chocolate leche, chocolate milk, that I could get the nesty off the top of the shelf and put 2 scoops in my milk. So, it goes to show that once you learn, you have more strategies to earn better armor and to fight with better equipment. And then all of a sudden, it sucks because now I'm 45, but that's how life works. You have to learn these things, these levels and these tricks. Learn all your own cheat codes, cheating yourself into success, falling forward, saying this is just part of the process. This is just part of the hero's journey. It's just stepping forward into the new year and saying, what else can I slay? Not I'm afraid or how big is that dragon, but who wants what? Is there no one else? Step right up, step right in. I've slayed a couple and they're around me, and now I'm confident, and this armor is thick, and this helmet is smart, and this sword is sharp. So it goes to show the hero's journey, and you keep polishing your sword, learn from your failures. That's part of the recipe. That's the recipe for success. Now you're baking, now you're cooking. Let them cook. Let her cook, like the song says, let her cook, let it cook, bro. Let's light it up and let it cook. Let it breathe. Let go and let live. Let go and go with the flow. And that's what I've been doing. And that's where I found my happiness. I found it in my health, my weight loss. I found it in my friends and spending time with them. And I found it making love instead of being alone. I think that's been a key part of the element. So I've been grateful, shocked. I've been down and out. And as I look at all the times I've been in jail or prison or alone, all of a sudden, this year is starting to look really mighty nice for me. And as I look at this castle that I'm in, I can tell you all the bricks, brick by brick, each one that built me, each trial and tribulation. And I'd love to show you my shiny armor, but it was all battle tested. And this is all battle born, just like us in Vegas. And the battle born state, that means after the war, the Confederate War, the Civil War, all those states are called battle born states. So battle tested, battle born, built for battle. Put on your sword, put on your armor, put on your helmet, grab your sword, go out there and slay the day. It's day 2 of a new year. Make it happen, Captain. And I believe in you. I believe in the hero's journey. I believe in the test. And the results speak for themselves. So I'm grateful. Real talk. And that's on my heart from the start. Your boy Marky Sate. Peace and love. And as always, Chigathon. That means goodbye, but not forever in Phoenix. And I will see you on the other side as soon as you like, share, and subscribe. But the other side of your fear, the other side of your excuses, and the other side of the world, because that's where I'll be. Peace.